For anybody that hasn't met me today, I'm obviously Simon, best man, and Mike's slightly older brother. I thought I'd actually dodge the speech with a smaller scale ceremony, but Mike called me just a few weeks ago, and he said, "Oh, do you mind just saying a few words?" And I was like, make it between 5 and 10 minutes, much to the delight for both of my gorgeous sister-in-laws. So anyone expecting just a few words from the best man, you've got to hold tight for a little bit longer.
5:23.
Okay, well, you can place your bets if you want. It's about 7.5. If you keep still. Bridesmaids, Vicky, Isla and Vari, you look fantastic and you couldn't compliment the bride any better. You've definitely brought a bit of wedding X factor to the occasion.
Yeah.
I actually wrote that line about a year ago. I'm glad to say that my assumptions were spot on. And despite the scale down ceremony, I can see that you haven't scaled down your efforts in making this a really special day for Diane. Diane, you look amazing, and you are amazing. Just getting here after such a difficult year, planning the wedding, holding down a demanding job, moving house, conceiving a baby, and putting up with Mike. Congratulations for all of these things. Diane, you might be thinking, what the bloody hell does he know? We never hear from him. Well, nobody hears from me, but I do pay close attention to the family grapevine. I chat to Zena now and then, and occasionally I phone my mum and dad, and I can say that these aren't just my thoughts, they're a general consensus. So I could go on, but Mike's probably thinking I'm running down the clock on his best man speech, and a few of you might be crossing your legs. So on to Mike. So Mike, being the third boy in a row, meant that he was big on hand-me-downs and short on novelty. However, as a 10-year-old with his blonde hair, blue eyes and toothy grin, he was Anne Fran's favourite. She spoiled him with sweets and iron brew, and he'd fetch her cigarettes and enjoyed lighting them up for her. Gran was hooked on Mike. She was also hooked on nicotine. Because with Mike's help, her 10-a-day habit became 20 a day. Unlike the packets of Dunhill International, she was chugging her way through. Mike didn't come with the health warning. Well, not yet anyway. And I imagine some of you smokers are thinking, he still has maintained this filthy habit of not having his own smokes, helping himself to yours and like one up. And now you know where it all started. One Christmas up in Scotland, he was responsible for distributing the drinks. During each run, he'd take a sneaky swig of the hard liquor being distributed. And after a busy 90 minutes of service and another 90 minutes of being sick, he entered his first alcohol-induced coma. And this was the birth of Mike the Hellraiser. For most teenagers, flashbacks to this childhood event would weaken the pursuit of more of the same. But for Mike, it was the opposite. He quickly realised that any upset caused by drunken antics is soon forgotten after a brief spell of good behaviour, and you're good to go again. And so he did. And at this point in time, we couldn't avoid each other. His bedroom was next to mine, and mine next to the bathroom at the end of our long corridor in our semi-detached house in Kingsfield Road. So Mike would stumble in late most evenings, worse for wear, fall up the stairs and head to the bathroom where he'd crash around like a bull in a china shop, with me banging on the walls. Luckily, there was a large sash window in Mike's bedroom, which opened from about knee height. Mike's unsavoury ensuite relieved the pressure between us in more ways than one. It disturbed me less. Most of what went out the window wouldn't have made it into the actual toilet anyway. And there was a chance he might fall out. But unfortunately, a few feet from the drop was Gran's designated smoking area. Gran knew that there was no rancid localised weather system operating in Park 16, leaving these unexplained puddles. She knew where Mike's bedroom was. She knew Mike, and everyone knew Mike. As a young man, Mike's local haunt was the Railway Arms, opposite Bushley and Oxley Station. It was a place for men with low hairline and minor criminal records. With Mike's positive attitude, low hairline, and near criminal convictions, shoplifting and arson, it was a natural fit. The Railway Arms was like a Rogue Nation HQ, where he works his way through a checklist of vices, hijinks, crimes and misdemeanours, with some very good company. Kieran, nodding, Steve Scully, you know who you are. You really had to be there, because there's no reliable facts nor reliable witnesses from these lost years. Mike, like a hardwood, he took a while to grow up, but when he did, he was knotty, robust and no easy pushover. In fact, you were more likely to get pushed over by Mike. Like the bloke on the tube he shoved out the doors for smoking at 7:30 in the morning. Now, 20 years previously, it would have been the other way around. And he's actually a very strong runner, a natural, especially at marathon distance. He went all the way to an elite event in Boston, that's Massachusetts, not Lincolnshire, chasing a personal best, but he was carrying a training injury. So while the rest of the field was tucked up early after a bowl of brown rice and boiled chicken breast, Mike was up, numbing his pain with a rich meal and a few beers with his inexperienced coaches. He got up in the morning with a thicker than usual head and a sore leg, but he ran the distance. Not a personal best, but a good time under the circumstances. News of this didn't surprise me. Mike had dedicated much of his life to running away from angry parents, teachers, ex-girlfriends, shopkeepers, waiters, police on land and sea, fire service, pub landlords, doormen, and even lynch mobs. Cup and beer festival, guys. Anyway, and very rarely getting caught. And this was an abbreviated list, and everybody on the list was angry, not just myself. With the hell-raising years behind him, Mike's main purpose after a few drinks now is agony uncle to anyone with insecurities about their hand-to-hand combat skills. And almost after half a century of challenging authority, he did the obvious thing. He joined the army. And many would have wondered why, but knowing Mike as a brother, it made perfect sense that he was harking back to his childhood. Being the youngest of three boys, he was accustomed to taking orders. Having a mischievous nature, he'd grown to relish a good bollocking. And the canteen reminded him of his mum's cooking.
Unnecessary.
Mike was the oldest, lowest ranking soldier in the British Army for some time. I don't think anybody in the Honourable Artillery Company expected this ageing white-collar wimp to be so long. Eventually, they had to concede with the promotion to Lance Sergeant. Now, Mike, in all seriousness, you're a credit to your regiment, and you stuck your neck out, you sustained your training, and you're doing a job that everybody's proud of. It's tradition for the best man to end the speech by highlighting the virtues of the group. This part won't take long. I don't think anybody needs a lengthy reminder to what an unpretentious stand-up guy Mike is, despite driving a fully electric car and still wearing Armani jeans. Mike is the same guy, whether in the company of the mighty or the minion. He's not into reinventing himself in any material way, only improving what he already is. Over time, I've seen Mike becoming more patient, thoughtful, open-minded, and generally less unwoke, making him the best ever husband material. Although there's probably room for a little bit of fine-tuning. Mike, you deserve all the happiness and success you've worked hard for so far in your life. A long-standing and loyal group of friends, and it's a shame more of them can't be with us here today. Thankfully, not because they're all deceased, just because of very restrictions. A close family, supported by a dedicated, well-established and active WhatsApp group. A long and successful career and still climbing. 2 extraordinary kids and another one on the way. And today, to top it all, a wonderful wife. Congratulations, Mike.
Thanks, Simon.
More.
Please make sure your glasses are charged.
Oh, 2 minutes more, perhaps.
Join me in toasting the bride and groom.
Yeah.
Mike.
Like